Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, and that's why this video is going to be broken down into two different sections, with starting on this one being the question, where have I been? So as some of y'all know, I am currently in my junior year. Yeah, if you're watching this and you're in your junior year or senior year, or have been in your junior year, I reached flow state once it came to the second semester. So I haven't really been able to be active on any social media, and I haven't really been able to sit down. But yeah, it's not that I've quit or anything. I gave up. I have like a million things going on. But that's also why I'm here for the second part of this video being, as you can see, mistakes I made in high school, but also being tips for freshmen or other underclassmen. So please, if you are an underclassman or you just want to get more tips for high school in general, then please watch this video. But this is like mostly targeted to freshmen. First of all, I can't believe it's been 4 years. I swear yesterday I was terrified out of my mind for the first day of school. I thought all of the seniors I saw were big upperclassmen, but once you just get there, they're just people. They're really just people. But getting into the video, I have broken down, is that how you say it? Oh, no. I have broke down different sections of how I want to explain everything. First, starting with school and grades. The most important thing in high school, not just freshman year, in general. Your grades should be your number one top tier thing. Basically, yeah. So okay, so I have a list, and I will be explaining what I will be giving advice on why you should listen to these tips once it comes to school / grades. So my number one, I actually just started doing this, but I definitely recommend doing this starting freshman year or starting wherever you are, using a planner or a calendar frequently, not just doing it for a month, writing down everything you know you're gonna do and then throwing it somewhere in the corner of your room. No, actually use a planner, because I've seen that once I started using a planner, like even out of school, I noticed how more organized my life was and how much easier everything is, because I already know what's going on next week or next month. I started talking to my teachers and asking them what we're gonna do next week, what topic are we gonna be talking about, like becoming best friends with your teachers, because becoming best friends with your teachers is like chef's kiss. But I'll get there later. Next, speaking of teachers, do not ask, or don't wait to ask for help. Don't like Don't think it's weird to ask your teachers for help. Don't think it's embarrassing. Don't think you look like a nerd, because in conclusion, the most like biggest goal is to be a nerd. Not like a weird bothering person, but like smart. Okay, that sounded kind of weird. We're gonna try again. But like, asking your teachers for help is definitely important. Bothering them, asking them multiple questions. If they give you an answer to something you asked but you still don't understand, ask them, can you break it down more for me? Can you do this? Can you do that? Until you understand it like it's the alphabet. That's how you ask a teacher a question. Like, for example, I know a lot of people struggle with math. If, say, for example, I think algebra is the one for freshmen. Say, like, you're doing some kind of algebra equation and you don't understand how to go from here to there, and your teacher's trying to explain it to you in the way that they're supposed to from what they're told to do, but you still don't understand it. Ask them, can you tell me in a different way, in the way you understand it, or like something similar to that. You will definitely not be that person that is struggling with math. You will be like, guys, I'm fine with math. I don't know about y'all, but I'm chilling. You will be that person. And I love being good at math, because when you're not good at math and you're struggling, that just makes life harder than it already is. And we don't like that. No. Next, this isn't something that's like really, really, really important, but something I would recommend doing as a mistake I did in my freshman year. Sit next to someone that has their stuff together. Sit next to someone that is focused academically. Like how I know I see a whole bunch of freshmen always bullying Asian people, people that raise their hands to the teacher while they're up in front of the board and all that stuff. All those people are all the CEOs of all these big brands, because they know what they're doing and they want to figure it out. So being quiet or being just with your friends within all of your classes, it's not recommended. It's not recommended. God, I don't know why I can't speak today. I wouldn't do that. No. This one, because I'm really bad at tests, I can do a lot of work, but once it comes to the test, it's over. Please just do as much studying as you can before a big test. Whether it's state test or just test for a class or whatever, study as much as you can. Study before the last second. Make flashcards, do quizzes, or I know it's called Wayground. Use Khan Academy. There's a whole bunch of stuff. All that stuff really does help. It's annoying, but it helps. Trust me, it helps. Okay, this one actually really got me somewhere. Turn something in even if you know it's not 100% good. Like, if you did something with 50% of your energy, but you know it's at least 50% of your energy, so there's something there, give it to your teacher. Don't just not give it to your teacher and just be like, I'll do it next time. I'll tell you now, a 50% is better than a 0. A 30% is better than a 0. A 5% is better than a 0. Anything is better than a 0. I'll tell you that. Anything is better than a 0. It doesn't, and even if you have to bribe your teacher into letting you submit something late, or if you have to give them a pity talk, anything is better than a 0. That's my number one quote for all high school. Anything is better than 0. So this one I really feel like it's definitely brought my stress levels from up here to down here, because I used to check my grades every class period. I used to make sure, like, see if something's changed, see if something went up, see if something went down, and I was going crazy. Don't check your grades every single day. Check your grades twice, 3 times a week, unless your teacher asks you to look at your grade or needs to show you something looking at your grade. Don't check your grade every day. Every week, that's fine. Every month, my recommended. But checking your grade every day really does put your mindset into somewhere just thinking, I'm not good enough, my grades aren't good enough, I'm not gonna get this is, and we don't want to think like that. Okay, the next topic I have thought of talking about is social life, because I am trying to get my own social life together in high school, and it is not easy. But I will definitely help people make theirs easy. My first one is to be nice to everyone. And I feel like that's common sense. Be nice to everyone. But believe it or not, a lot of people don't understand being nice to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, or even if you do, you might not know everything. And if you're nice to everyone, you could get a lot of stuff done. And when I mean everyone, I don't just mean your peers in school. I mean your peers, your teacher, administration, everyone. Because being in drama in general in high school, not just freshman year, in general, is not, oh my god, it's not gonna get you anywhere but the bottom of your life. You're not gonna, like, I'm not even gonna get really deep into that, but I will just say, be nice to everyone, because especially when it comes to being nice to your teachers, they have your entire life in their hands. Whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, your teachers have their life. Your teachers have your life in your hands. My school, or my, I think, state, uses Comment App when it comes to recommendation letters for colleges and other things. So make sure that you're nice to your teachers, because they can either, because when you do need a recommendation letter, they can either write you something good or not write you something at all, or write something not good. And if you are not nice to teachers, but you want to ask for a favor, it's not gonna get done. When you try to give your teacher a pity talk because you need to put something in late, but you're not nice to that teacher, they're not gonna do it. And if you try to ask someone that you're not nice to, or that you laugh at, for answers for a quiz or something, they're not gonna give it to you. Why would they give it to you if you're bullying them? Just because your friends think it's funny does not mean you should too. That's a big one. I was never mean to people, but people were mean to me, and they needed stuff, and they didn't get what they wanted because of their behavior. Speaking of, don't change your personality to fit with a group of people. And I will say this is specifically for freshmen, because once you're like at least a sophomore, junior, senior, you're already with your people or with a specific like type of people per se. But freshman year, don't change your personality. Don't try to fit into the people that are doing trending things, wearing trending clothes, saying trending stuff, just because you want to be known and you want to seek attention. All those people that seek attention and are known, they don't get anywhere. It's not worth it, because once you're like out of high school, it's not gonna, and I'm not saying this because I know, but because I've been told, it's like once you're out of high school, nobody matters but yourself. And if because of you changing your personality makes your GPA go to a 1 point something, because of that, you can't really do anything now. Staying on this topic, friendships are gonna change a lot. So don't even don't stress yourself out about it. This should be your least, not least, but your not most important thing to think about. Friendships are gonna go and stay. Don't try to fight for one. Don't try to do this. If someone doesn't want to be friends with you, oh well, there's a whole bunch of people in high school. You can find a lot more friends. I'm telling you. I just can't. There's too much to say about it. I'll just say once. Don't get into drama. Leave it alone. Oh, this is one of my favorite topics. Please join something. A sport, a club, anything. An activity, something you like. Please find something. Me, I'm in my school's theater club, and I did soccer, kind of. Anyways, I kind of did wrestling, and I think that's it. But I am planning on doing more next year. Oh, wait. Well, I did a class that was kind of like a club. It was called Latinos in Action, and it's basically a leadership club, not focusing, but representing Hispanic Americans, or Latino Americans. I don't think the Hispanic Americans is how you say it. Yeah, so I did those, and I really enjoyed it. I found a lot of my friends from a lot of those places. Even if you don't do the sport, if you don't get, say you try out for volleyball, but you don't make the team, right? Email the coach saying, oh, I'm glad that you looked into letting me on the team. Thank you for telling me what I could improve or whatever, to like, or like ask for what you could improve or whatever. Ask if they would want you to be like a manager or something, a helper. I know that's what I did when I did in my freshman year. Actually, I tried out for the soccer team and I didn't make it, and I was like, well, thank you for letting me try out and form a relationship with the team. Would you mind if I would come to help as a manager or like a side manager? And I did it. And yeah, you don't have to do it, but I definitely would recommend doing it because it's actually really fun. And or like, I know for football teams, for football it's kind of harder because that's like a more up like an up sport in high school, or some high schools do lacrosse. I don't know, guys. But yeah. This next one is funny. This next one I definitely do recommend not, or I recommend agreeing to it, but do not go and try to find a relationship like that, because it's not gonna make a difference in who you are in high school. I mean, you have a boyfriend, or you have a girlfriend, or you're in a relationship. Cool. Okay. Now what? We're supposed to collab or something. Like, it's not gonna make a difference. It's gonna just distract you. And most of the time, high school boys are not. They're not it. Okay. They're just not it. You can do better out of high school. And most people do. Most people don't, and that's good for them. Okay, this next topic is called time and stress, which is something I really, really want a lot of people to pay attention to, because I didn't pay attention to my upperclassmen when they told me a lot about these stuff. It's like, wow. Whoa. This first one. When I was told this first one, I really got it, and I didn't understand it until I did it. Sleep is not something to play around about. Sleep is not something you can make yourself look cool with, or like, don't try to go to sleep at 1 in the morning if you know you have to wake up at 5. Me personally, I go to sleep around like 8-9 o'clock. I usually try to get in my bed at like 7:30, because I know you don't fall asleep at exactly the time you lay your head on the pillow unless you're like very tired. But I would try to get at like around 8 hours of sleep. And one thing I did learn the hard way is that you cannot you can get too much sleep. You cannot make yourself go to sleep at like 6 in the evening and wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning and try to get all those hours of sleep. You're going to be tired. Unfortunately, our brains are not cool like that and won't let us stay awake if we sleep for too much. So just go to sleep for a regular amount of time. I don't recommend going to sleep at like 3 in the morning if you have to wake up at like 5 in the morning, because all it's gonna make you do is hurt your brain cells and not get you anywhere. You're just gonna fall asleep. You're gonna get in trouble for falling asleep. Then the sleep cycle of taking a nap, waking up, not being able to go to sleep at night, staying up until 3, falling asleep in school, and over, like, it never stops. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it at all. And all my friends think I'm weird for going to sleep at 8 o'clock. But guess what? I'm never complaining about being tired. I might complain that I want to go home, but not to go to sleep. This one's kind of common sense. Don't just do everything in the morning. I definitely recommend packing your book bag the night before, like even before or even like after the first day of school, just like every day in general. Pack your book bag, pack everything the night before, because it just makes everything more easier. So like say you wake up late, all you have to do is get dressed, get yourself together, grab your bag. You don't have to worry about grabbing your water bottle, filling it back up, grabbing your lunch, doing this and that. No. I think it's very helpful for someone that does not like to wake up. This one I don't really have a lot of, but I do it. Start projects early. I don't really have a lot of like big projects, but like a lot of presentations, definitely. Do it like the day that you're told about it, or like the day after, but don't do it the night before. Don't do it the morning of, because why? There's no reason to do it. There's no reason to do that. Exactly. It's just gonna make you fail, and we don't want to fail because we want to pass, become successful and rich. Okay, this is the last section, and this one is a pretty simple. It's not really much. This is the personal survival, like just extra tips that I couldn't really put a name to, but the first one is to charge your Chromebook every night. Or me personally, I take my personal computer because I feel like I'm more comfortable with it, but I also take my Chromebook to school. I would I know for Florida the phone law is kind of confusing. I would talk to maybe one of you, like maybe your dean, or me personally, I would talk to the principal, because the principal is sometimes more nicer. But like ask one of them if like it would be okay if you brought your personal computer, or like if there's a way you could. And or usually people just bring it. They don't really ask, but I did, just to be safe. And definitely charging your Chromebook every day is it just makes life easier. Okay. This next one, honestly, because my school at the time was going through construction during my first period, yeah. For freshman year. During my freshman year, my school was doing construction, so I couldn't really get a part of this, but memorize your schedule quick. Because if you don't want to look like a freshman, memorize your schedule. Even a sophomore, I didn't really know a lot of places in my school when I was a sophomore, but if you want to like look like upperclassmen, or even just a little more better than you would look not knowing your schedule, just learn your schedule. Like I know some schools have like an orientation like a few days before the first day or the day before. I would definitely go so you can walk around the school and get a hold of what you're going to be like around for the next 4 years. I would say 9 months, but 4 years. This one I would say is for everyone, but towards my girls, not just freshmen in general. Please wear deodorant. It's mandatory. It's not a hard thing to do. I keep deodorant in my bag just in case I feel like it gets to a point where someone else might need it, and I keep my own. But I have two in my bag because of the amount of people that I've had to like keep it together around. And like, it's sad sometimes, the fact that I have to, but it's fine. Some people don't have the necessities for it, and I can do that. My next one is for mostly the girls. Don't be scared to ask someone for a pad or a tampon or something. We're all basically women here, okay? It's not gonna, I mean, the way I think of it, if someone or if I ask someone for a pad, then I just think, well, I'm not gonna see this person in the next 4 years, so what's the way I think of it is that if I get something from someone, I just think of it that I'm not gonna see this person in the next 4 years. What is there to be so scared about or embarrassed about? If something happens, something happens. We're all human beings. If you really need some kind of motivation to ask someone for something, because it's better to have something and be embarrassed to have nothing and something bad happens. But that's also the way I see it. And to add on to that, learn where the bathrooms and the stalls are, and where like counseling is. That was I should have split that into two, but yeah. Please see your counselor, or me personally, I talk to my school's social worker like once a month, maybe sometimes more. I used to do it once a week, but I noticed how much that was, and I was like, I'm probably bothering this woman. But yeah, like talk to them once a month just to like tell them what's up, or like specifically at a time if you need to like talk to someone that like isn't a friend or like a parent or something, and you want like a therapist. Basically, talking to like the social worker or your counselor definitely helps. And academically, talking to your counselor when you feel like your grades are not the way you want them to be, and you want to figure out what you can do and how you can do it, or like if you want to like get higher in where you are, like if you want to see what you need to do for graduation requirements or whatever, definitely talk to your counselor. And what I do is I take like a notebook and I write down everything I need to ask, and write down all the answers that has been answered. And I write down the answers of all the questions that has been answered. Yeah. Also, one last thing that I will say, I don't know, this is kind of like a filler tip. I don't know if this is just like my school or whatever, but I think it's all high schools that this is mandatory. I know personal fitness is mandatory for his graduation requirement. I would recommend doing that for freshman year. Do at least either freshman year or sophomore year. Junior and senior year, you can get another extracurricular activity done in that, but either freshman or sophomore year, do personal fitness. Or like if you know that there's a class that you need to do for graduation and you can do it in freshman or sophomore year, do it in one of those years so you can get all the like boring stuff you don't want to do out of the way. Unless it's something you do want to do, then be my guest. I don't know. That's you, bro. And my last thing I will say is that enjoy freshman year. Please enjoy freshman year. I feel like I thought high school was going to be so big when it came to like my future towards freshman year. You have nothing to worry about in freshman year. I feel like once you really need to like start coming to mind is like towards the end of sophomore year, maybe just junior year. Other than that, you're fine. Breathe, please. I know a lot of people like everywhere has been like asking, oh, is the sophomore slump real and all this stuff, and there is no such thing as the sophomore slump. I thought it was real, but I just forced it on. Like, there is no such thing as sophomore slump or all like any of these like bad things unless you make it. If you're overworking yourself or not working yourself enough, there will be some kind of slump where you just give up. But if you're doing yourself right, if you're taking care of yourself, you will be able to do school. And something I see a lot in everyone is that when it comes to specifically math, people stressed out. Math is hard, but one thing I will always say, it's most of the time is usually a teacher that is just not teaching right. But you also have to focus yourself. You can't just sit there and say, oh, math is so hard, but you're on your phone in the corner in the back. Try to sit in the front, ask your teacher questions, ask for extra credit or more help. Don't just sit there and just do the work and do the... It's not gonna help. You're going to struggle. I feel like junior year was really hard because I'm like pressured and coming to my last moments of high school. You were taking tests for colleges, you're being told, oh, where are you going, what are you gonna do? No. But I feel like only the second semester of junior year really got to me. That's where I really woke up. But I feel like the first semester we're okay, we're fine. And I know I've heard from seniors that the first semester of senior year is not the best, but the second semester, of course, I assume the second semester because they only have a few more weeks, a few more months before they're gone, and I don't blame them. So yeah, but yes, so this is the end of this video. I can't believe I sat here and told you guys what to do. I'm still trying to process the fact that I'm about to graduate in a few months, or in a year. This is, I'm coming to mind. But yeah, please comment down below if you have any more questions. I will, and I promise you, I pinky promise you guys, I will be posting more. I don't know how much every week or how much every month. I haven't figured out a schedule yet, and that's like that's what I'm really trying to look into. So please bear with me. But also, if you do want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. Because if I know that people are there, I know to bring more entertainment. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you got this far, please comment down the book emoji, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.